right? Juniors, here we go. Homecoming week. Lots of fun this week. Got to get some work into. So homecoming week's why I'm dressed kind of silly with this green undershirt that doesn't really go with this, but it's Emerald City Day, and I am not known for participating in the days just because I really don't have a lot of costume type stuff, but I'm trying my best to, get in the mood. So I hope you guys are excited about this week. So let's talk about what you're going to be doing this week, okay? So starting off initially, and guys, I'm talking to the CP and honors classes. I'll let you know when we deviate because some of the assignments are different, so I'll make sure to do that. But both of you start the same way. You've got your standards over here on the left, you got your essential questions, and then we've got important terms. The terms are important for you to keep up with, okay, because these are types of things you need to see on the test. I had several kids come up and ask me about things on the test that were terms. I cannot help you with those. You have to know them, okay? All right. Oops, forgot. I got to switch over to this. Okay, here we go. So for this week, of course, Monday's our work day. I'm going to be kind, going to be generous, going to let you do anything from weeks 5 or 7. Week 6 was the hurricane week we were out. So any of those 2 weeks, because I know that some of you had some issues with the internet, there's been some other problems, it's been hard to kind of get back on track. So we're going to get all that stuff done. It is not time for you to be playing around and doing other things. It is not a free day. It is so you can do the assignments I've given you in class, okay? And so that you can get help from me. All right, then Tuesday, we're going to teach one of my absolute favorite things. Again, this is both classes. We're going to teach Thomas Paine, an excerpt from Crisis Number 1. Terrific, from Common Sense. I think it's from Common Sense. All right, it's a section of some of the stuff he wrote. Brilliant work. Thomas Paine is one of my heroes. I love what he has to say, and we're going to see what like a persuasive speech should really look like. So that one's going to be exciting for me. Wednesday, we're doing something I don't particularly like, but it is historically important, and that is Phyllis Wheatley's poem To His Excellency General Washington, okay? And it's very good. It's much better than the stuff we read from the Puritan period. It's poetry, and it's poetry from a time period where poetry was still kind of weak, in my opinion. So, but we're going to focus a lot on what a heroic couplet is, how they work, and also how much promise there was to our country when it started, and how much people really believed in it. And Phyllis Wheatley's a cool person. She's a very interesting human being, so that part's neat to talk about. Thursday, we're going to do a section on watching a debate. Okay, it's an informational piece. It's not a story because your class is supposed to mix those in. We're supposed to do fiction and nonfiction, and this is one. And I thought this was a terrific time. It fell right where I needed to because this is the week of the actual presidential debate for this year, for 2020. So honors, no, not CP, honors class. I'm going to ask you to watch the debate. You don't have to watch it on Tuesday. You'll be able to find it on, clips anywhere. Watch it and look at some of the stuff that's on page 130 in your book. There's a set of questions and this thing was written years and years ago, but it says things you should do while watching a debate. So I want you guys to take a shot, watch it, and go over that. Now, I am going to offer you an alternative. If you're like me and politics this year is very contentious and it just kind of it rattles you a little bit, you're welcome to watch any debates from the past. You can go back and watch a debate from the 70s or 80s. I'm sure there's recordings of it on YouTube somewhere, so you can do that if you would prefer. But it'll be easy to get a hold of the Trump and Biden debate, and a lot of you would enjoy doing that and watching it, I'm sure. So that's going to be your big assignment for the week, is going to be to answer those questions. And we'll talk about those more on Thursday, but just make sure that you can, and I'll try to find you a link to the debate too, because it's going to be on Tuesday, not Thursday. Now, if you want to watch it live on Tuesday, that's fine. You go to page 130 and you can get the questions you need. Friday is it says paperwork day. Y'all aren't working on a paper. This is for the honors class again. You're going to be working on your Declaration of Independence. Now, some of you have finished it. I've seen it in OneNote. I would like you to take those and put them into something that makes it look a little more formal. You got some options here. I want you to be creative, okay? You can do a poster board and make it look, like a Declaration of Independence type thing from the 1700s. You can do that kind of thing. You can do it on a PowerPoint and do it with some images and things like that. Maybe even a recording of you, reciting it. Whatever you want to do, but you're going to do that because this is now going to bump up to a test grade. All right, it's not just going to be a daily grade. It's going to move up, which will give you 4 test grades, which is, one more than I usually get. I feel like that's a good thing to do. So that's what honors will be doing. Now, let me back up real quick and get CP and tell you the differences for you. So you're not going to do the debate. You're going to do a diagram comparing the Declaration of Independence to Crisis Number 1. There's a sample of what this should look like on page 120. I know you did a comparison last week. We're still working on compare and contrast. This was going to compare his use of appeals, though. So you got the 4 main types of appeals, and you're going to look at how each is used in both of these works, all right? And you're just going to write me a couple of sentences about each of them, and that's going to be your homework assignment. Your Friday assignment is still working on next quarter. You're going to write a paper for me, but I'm letting you pick the topic. So we've gone over how to write a thesis. We've gone over how to kind of generate ideas for a thesis. So now you're going to do that without any prompting from me. You're going to pick 3 subjects that you find interesting. You're going to brainstorm a paragraph about each of them and write a sample thesis for each of them. And then you're going to meet with me, and I'm going to pick which one I think is your best option. Okay? And honors class, you're going to be working on papers too, but you don't need all this prep work. We're going to get started on them both in next quarter for you guys. I really should get a paper a quarter for honors, but this time I had to do something else. So anyway, I hope that's clear. Those of you who are working from home, if there's any questions specifically about what you need to do, let me know. For the honors class, that's a group project. I emailed one of you who asked me about it. You have 2 options. You can work on it on your own if you just want to do that. Some people do. The other option is for you to text or email or something a friend in the honors class and try to pair up with their group. Okay, that's on you though. You have to decide that. I'm not assigning you into a group. I'm going to let you make that decision how you want to work. CP, you're working on an individual assignment anyway. So anyway, that's the week ahead, guys. It kind of, you can look over the stuff and see if there's any questions. Please email me if there are. I hear from you guys very rarely. Often it's after the fact when there's a problem, and that's not the time to come to me. It should be ahead of time. So be, what are we looking for? Be preemptive, I guess. Be on top of it. So let me know if there's any questions. I would love to help you out. We got 2 weeks left. All right, this is the last 2 weeks. I hate emailing parents, but I've been told I have to email anybody who has a D or an F, which is several of you in my classes. Those emails will go out by this afternoon. You have 2 weeks to get caught up. If your parents get one of these emails, and you need to come talk to me, because here's the deal, guys. Work before week 5 can't be made up right now. All right, that we have to have these boundaries and these lines. We need to look at what you can do going forward to get better. Remember, your pass or fail depends on the semester grade, not the quarter grade. So if you end up with like a 58 or something this quarter, as bad as that is, you still have a chance to pull it up next quarter. We just need to make sure we work ahead for that. So we'll sit and talk about those things. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you're excited about homecoming. I know it's kind of a weird homecoming as we're missing some of our events because of our COVID business, but hopefully it will still be enjoyable, and we'll do the best we can with what we've got. I know I'm excited, and I'm excited about this work this week too. I really enjoy talking about debates. I enjoy talking about Crisis Number 1. I enjoy talking about Phyllis Wheatley. I just don't really like her poetry, but she's a much better poet than I'll ever be. So anyway, so I will see you guys here in a few minutes. Actually, I'm filming this on Monday morning, so I'll be having you here in class really soon. So have a great week, and thank you for taking the time to actually watch this.